So I'm excited to be here. I'm asked to talk about reincarnation, His Holiness Dalai Lama. And Principal Saab said he studied Karl Marx and Tolstoy and religion and state, and society. And I must bring my, when he mentioned Karl Marx, I must bring my Max Weber. Max Weber is also another German guy who actually criticized Karl Marx. Karl Marx says it's a linear materialism, progression of linear materialism. That's his philosophy. And Max Weber said, no, not all the time. Sometimes culture, preempts materialism. So that's why he gave an example of, let's say, for us and Hindus, right, the big temple. There is not much material benefit, but people built the big and the biggest temple for cultural, for emotional, psychological reason, right? Karl Marx, everything is material, right? For power, for wealth, that's how he defines it. And also Max Weber, he said, in the sands and dunes of Tibet, Potala Palace is built. He gives example, Potala Palace. And yes, there is no material, benefit. But then we built the biggest Potala Palace. The Tibetans do that. So he's the only one who studied actually Hinduism, wrote a book about Hinduism, Protestantism and all that. And Buddhism also he wrote. So to Principal Kaseem, you bring Karl Marx, I bring Max Weber, both German guy. So let them settle the debate. But then point is very important. Dalai Lama sits right in the middle of state, society and power. Why he is important? He is revered in Tibet. Now, he is the Mahaguru of Tibetan people. You all know that, right? But how many of you know that he is also the root guru of Mongolia? Also, how many of you know he is also the root guru of Russian republics called Tuva, Buret and Kalmyk? There are 3 provinces in Russia. They are all Buddhists, and their guru is also Dalai Lama. And from the whole of Himalayan belt, from Ladakh to Nepal to Sikkim to Arunachal Pradesh to Himachal Pradesh and Bhutan, they also follow Dalai Lama. See, he sits right. Imagine you look at the map of India, all of Himalayan belt, all the way from Kashmir to Arunachal. Right? Then you go up north, Tibet. Tibet is 2.5 million square kilometers of land, meaning Tibet is as big as 2/3 of India. That big. And you go up inner Mongolia. You go up outer Mongolia as independent Mongolia. Then you go all the way up to Russia. So he is regarded as a root guru from India to Russia. One person. That influential. But now about his greatness, okay? We lost our country in 1959. And His Holiness Dalai Lama was only 23, then became 24 years old. I can see many people in this room are 24 years old, many of you. We are going to college, maybe we just finished college, we are looking for a job, didn't get job, we are a little lost. But he had to shoulder the responsibility of taking your people, taking your nation with you to India. When he came to India, he had nothing. He always says, when I look up, I have sky as my friend. When I look down, I have land as my friend, and I have nobody. He left, he lost the country, everything, community, everything, well. But he came to India, and single-handedly he worked very hard. He traveled around the world. He taught. He interacted with people. Step by step, he became very popular. Now, do you know, he has written 110 books. No? Yes, he has written and co-authored or authored 110 books. And he has been given 150 plus international awards. Nobel Peace Prize, Templeton Peace Prize, US Congressional Gold Medal, Canadian, European, you just name it, UN Environmental Award, you name any big award in the world. 90% of the award is given to His Holiness Dalai Lama. He's that great. Can you imagine someone who lost country, who had nothing, and worked hard and built everything? And then he believes in, as Principal said, and Srilatha also said that, about bringing harmony and peace in the world. He considered himself a chela, a follower of Mahatma Gandhi. Right? And he regards Ambedkar and all the great Indian, leaders also. Most importantly, connected to Andhra and Telangana here, his greatest teacher of Nalanda was Nagarjuna. See? Is his root guru. Dalai Lama's root guru. He's such a great man. But his root guru is Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna is from here. Nagarjuna was one of the greatest masters of Nalanda University in ancient India. So, and also because the Dalai Lama has read so many texts and scriptures about Buddhism, right? He says Nagarjuna is the most brilliant one, very sharp. Are you guys as sharp as Nagarjuna? Huh? When you meet Dalai Lama, he says that thing. Now, he gave also a Kala Chakra teaching. It's the highest form of Buddhist teaching in Amravati. Because Buddha gave a teaching in Amravati. He gave a teaching here. Now, how influential he is in Tibet, okay? Right here in Amravati in 2012, he gave a teaching, Kala Chakra. And then, the PETA, I think a worldwide fund, they showed him a video of Tibetans wearing animal skin, tiger skin, leopard skin, things like that. It's for hill people. It's your fashion statement. It's your wealth statement. Huh? And they showed, and this because Tibetans wear this, and all the people in if you go Burma, Laos, Cambodia, they all wear this. This is a common thing. Nowadays, rich people also carry crocodile bags and shoes, and like that. And he was shown, he was very moved. He said, this is wrong. And if Tibetans wearing animal fur skin affects the endangered species in India and South Asia, or tigers and leopards, he said, we should not wear it. Right? And Dalai Lama made an appeal here. He cannot go to Tibet. He made an appeal, said, this is wrong. We Tibetans should not do it. Within 6 weeks' time, in Tibet, they started burning all their animal fur skin. Very expensive, huh? Very expensive. It's like a Gucci bag, Chanel bag. For men, Rolex watch, or, what other expensive watches are there? So many expensive watches, huh? Now you tell me, which leader in any country can tell his people, burn all your Chanel bag, Gucci bag, throw away your Rolex, just burn it. Or your gold chain. Which leader can ask people to do it and people will actually do it? How many leaders are there in the world? Huh? If your leader here tells you to throw away your best dress, will you burn it? No. But His Holiness asked Tibetans in Tibet to burn the most expensive jewelry. People did. Why? They revere him. Okay. Now, why they revere him? Not just Tibet, as I said, Mongolia, and internationally he has won all these awards. Now, I want to explain to you his 4 commitments before I come to reincarnation. Okay. He says, now ultimately in his life, he has come to commit himself to 4 commitments. Number 1 commitment, he says, is as a human being, we all want happiness. हाँ? सबको खुशी होना है, किसी को दुख नहीं होना है. हाँ? No one wants suffering, right? Then why can't we be kind and compassionate to each other? Because someone is kind to me, I'm happy. Yes or no? Then why don't you be kind to others? Because if you want happiness and if you don't want suffering, Other side also want happiness, they don't want suffering. To do that, you must have compassion and kindness. That's what it emphasizes, okay, as a human being. If you're all compassionate, kindness to each other, then this world will be a better place because, first of all, you and your friends will be more friendly. And you and your family members will be more friendly. And your society will be more friendly. Then your country, then the whole world. It's individual. Second commitment, he says, as a Buddhist leader, he said, in the name of religion, so many wars being fought. So many people have died. So, as a Buddhist leader, he says, I believe in interfaith dialogue. All faiths should come together and have dialogue. And we should emphasize the commonalities. What are the common things we have? Again, is love, compassion, and kindness. And don't emphasize those differences. Right? If you emphasize differences, there will be animosity, there will be, and then there will be violence, there will be killing. So, his idea is that all the religions are very good. Religion in itself is very good. If you go and study the essence of religion, it's again love, compassion, and kindness. But when religion becomes religiosity, when you take religion to the society, then it becomes a bit problematic. In society, you say, I am Hindu, you are a Muslim, he is Christian, and she is Jain, and and all that. And you and me, the differences come when religion is taken to religiosity. But religiosity is manageable because it's between you and me. I'm Jain, you are Hindu, he's Christian, he's Muslim, okay. But when religion becomes religionism, when it becomes ideology, then it's a problem. Then it's my religion is better than yours. The other will say, no, my religion is better than yours. Then other will say, your religion is bad. So, religion is good. Religiosity is manageable. But when you take it to religionism, when you make it an ideology, then it becomes a problem. So, then His Holiness Dalai Lama was founder of the World Parliament of Religion. All the leaders of different faiths from around the world meet once every year to emphasize commonality and de-emphasize differences. And keep religion as religion and have an understanding in religiosity and don't go towards religionism. You see? So that's why he says, let's meet every year, let's interact. But then he also says, just by praying, just by reciting a mantra, just by, he says, blah, 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 religious leader giving speech is not enough. You must do action. And he literally visits. He has visited mosque, he has visited mandir, he has visited church, he has visited synagogue. All the time, he wears all the hat. Literally visits. And he eats with them. He drinks with them. To show commonality. In fact, in Ladakh, even though Ladakhi, there is one caste. They beat drums in public events. They are the low caste. They cannot enter, in society. So if you have any events, they are called to beat drums. But once you beat drums, your job is to go to the kitchen. Outside the kitchen, you eat. And Dalai Lama was told. But they had received him. And Dalai Lama got out of the car and took one drum from them and started beating with them. They said, now you come and eat with me. Because there should not be any caste differences. We all are human beings. 8 billion people are all brothers and sisters. We all are same. And scientifically also, we all say, nah, hum ye hai, hum wo hai, hum ho hai. But if you do blood tests, whether you're African or American or Indian, is 99.999% exactly same. Exactly same blood, okay. You know that, we know that, right? It's the same blood. But you say, no. मेरा खून में ये है, मेरा खुद में कुछ भी नहीं है. 99.9% exactly same है, सबका. बस बनाता है, मेरा खून में ये दौड़ता है, ये दौड़ता है, कुछ नहीं दौड़ता, सब exactly same है. We human beings same. So, number 2, as a leader, Buddhist leader, He wants to bring commonalities. And number three, he said, as a Tibetan, he emphasizes importance of environment. Again, Tibetan culture. Also, why Tibetan culture? Tibetan language is the only one. You know, in any society, normally, your heroes are your army generals or political leaders. Here in the south, right? Every village has a statue of Buddha, Ambedkar, right? And your names are also after, yeah? Named after freedom fighters, yes? That's very cool. But in our society, our heroes are not freedom fighters or army generals or political leaders. Our heroes are our scholars. In 7th and 8th centuries, see, if you are a professor in Tibetan society, you have higher respect than a businessman or politician. Because in 7th and 8th centuries, Tibetan scholars used to be sponsored by the kings and the minister, rich people. They give them gold and silver to go to India, to go to Nalanda, to learn Sanskrit and translate Buddhist texts into Tibetan and bring it back to Tibet. So if 10 goes for the journey, 7 or 8 die on the way because it's forest, they're bandits, and the weather is different. Mosquito bites can kill them, and the people, they murder them. Wild animals can eat them. But still, during 7th and 8th century, there were no roads. They come to India, learn Sanskrit and Pali, translate Buddhism into Tibetan and take it back. And they are the heroes. In our history, they are the heroes. And Nalanda, especially Nagarjuna, was the heroes of heroes, okay? You should be very proud. That's our connection. So that's why His Holiness says our religion, our culture is very important. Now, even though India, where Buddha got enlightened, all the biggest, pilgrim sites, Buddha got enlightened, he gave all the teachings are here in India. But in Tibetan language, we have more Buddhist scriptures than India. India doesn't have even 10% of Buddhist scriptures that we have in Tibetan language. Guru tha भारत, चेला है तिब्ती. अब चेला थोड़ा ज़्यादा ज्ञान है उनके पास, हाँ, है ना? So His Holiness himself says, "Oh, India is my guru. I'm your chela." But sometimes he tells me, "But chela knows more than guru now." So again, environment of Tibet is very important, right? So if you look at the map of Tibet, there are 10 major rivers of Asia, of which 6 flow from Tibet. Indus River, Sutlej River, Brahmaputra River, Irrawaddy, Salween, Mekong for Southeast Asia, okay, and Sutlej, and Yangtze and Yellow River, which are lifeline for China. 1.4 billion people of South and Southeast and East Asia depend on water flowing from Tibet. Tibet is that important. Now, India, the name India came from Indus River. But Indus River, 40% of water of Indus River is the direct glacial melt of Tibet. So we have 40% ownership over Indus River, meaning we have 40% ownership over the term India. When you say, "This is India, I'm Indian," it's 40% हमारा है, हाँ? But we don't charge, we don't charge. पानी कितना महंगा आजकल, हाँ? महंगा है ना? Tibet, 1.4 billion people. We've been sharing. Had we knew how to bottle and sell it, we would be one of the richest countries in the world. Now China has built 400 dams in Tibet. 400 dams. Now they want to build 200 more. I will not give the details, but one dam is becoming a big issue between India and China because they want to build biggest dam in the world on Brahmaputra River at the bend of Arunachal Pradesh before it enters India. Now Three Gorges Dam over Yangtze River, have you heard of it? It's the biggest in the world. Now this dam will be bigger than Three Gorges Dam. And this dam will provide electricity for 300 million people. That big. Now Tibet has only 6 million people. We don't need any more energy. We have surplus in it. Why China is building so many dams? Because for energy. China also imports energy. Right? And now in AI war, you need data centers. Data centers need energy. And China is building all these dams to get advance or advantage in AI. Right? Now, when Tibet was invaded by Chinese army, Finance Minister of Tibet wrote to then Indian government, said, India should help us. You must protect us now. If you don't, India will pay a higher price. And Indian government didn't listen. Indian government in the parliament, they debated and they said, nothing grows in Tibet, not even a single grass grow in Tibet. There's nothing to gain. Chhod do. Agar Tibet Sautantra hota abhi, if India builds the dam over Brahmaputra river, it can provide from one river, from one dam, you can provide electricity for 300 million people in whole of North India. To bus electricity ka surplus ho jata hai. Today India imports 70% of oil from outside. One dam could generate so much of electricity. India didn't help. Now at that time, the finance minister also wrote and said, at the moment, McMahon line, whole of Arunachal Pradesh, between Tibet and India, we have only 80 soldiers guarding the border. Only 80. वो तो यह यूनिवर्सिटी का पुलिस से भी कम होगा. 230. See, principal knows. That's why he says political science department will give me biryani. Yeah. That's joking. 230. So can you imagine only 80? Because why India and Tibet, we trusted each other. Our borders were open. People can walk in and walk out. Since Tibet lost, now how many soldiers are at the border of India and Tibet? 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh. 5 lakh का तनख्वाह कितना है? Billions of dollars that you could spend for Osmania University. Sabka scholarship free. Now money goes to border because India lost Tibet. Then China has come to Pakistan now. China has come to Nepal now. China has come to Bangladesh now. China has come to Sri Lanka now. China has come to Maldives now. Why? After India lost Tibet, they have come in now. Yes? So that's why Tibet is very important for India's security. Because Tibet acted as the buffer between China and India. Because there was not even a single inch of land border between China and India. It was always Tibet and India. So when the Chinese Buddhist scholars, even though they wanted to come to Nalanda, the Hun Sen, the scholar who came, he didn't come from China to Tibet to India. He came, went all the way to Karakoram from Afghanistan. He came down to Pakistan because Tibet was not part of India. He could not travel. He had to come like that. So now, talking about the third point, Tibet is environmentally very important. I can go on and on, okay? The water is very important. Now because you all are students, by 2100, world will have 10 billion people. At the moment, you have 8 billion people, but food is produced for 10 billion people is not enough. Because you don't have infrastructure, cold storage, a lot of food is wasted. Now, if 10 people come, where will you get the food? For food, for agriculture, you need water. Of which of the 10 billion, 5.6 billion will be in Asia. And 60% will live in urban areas. Again, they need water. Where will you get water? And Tibetan glaciers are melting very fast. This year is the turning point. From this year on, the glaciers and the snow of Tibet melt, and there will be less and less replenishment. More will melt and less will be replaced. So if Tibetan mountains dry up, what will happen to people downstream? It's a crisis in the making. That's why UN Secretary General Boutros Ghali, Kofi Annan, Ban Ki-moon, you just name all the Secretary Generals of United Nations have said, number one crisis in the world is not war, water. World Economic Forum has done a crisis report in 2015. They came out with the 10 crises. Number one is water. And South, we know about Kobri water, huh? Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, all the time, you know, and it's everywhere. In America, Colorado River. They all are fighting at the moment. It is small scale, but this will be bigger and bigger. So Tibet sits on top. Tibet is very important. So, and His Holiness Dalai Lama says Tibetan culture is important, Tibet's environment is important. Yeah. Now the fourth commitment is exactly ancient wisdom of Nalanda. He wants to do it. And he started this fourth commitment, I think, 5 or 6 years ago. And he jokingly said, I've been giving talks and giving teachings for so many years. Elder people, I've given up. They are so stubborn, useless. No matter how many times I'll tell them compassion, kindness, good human being, harmony. Param pavan, bhul jate. And here, which day of the week you go to temple and do prayer? All 5 days. No, then you do at birth, no, you do fasting also. Saturday? So whichever day it is, it has become a tradition now. Oh, today I have to go to temple and I have to do fasting. Birth rakhna hai. Today I have to be very pious and pure and very nice. And after that is done, bahar niklo, 6 din paap hi paap karo. 1 दिन धर्म, 6 दिन पाप. हाँ, तो हमारा कर्म कैसा होगा? 6 दिन का पाप ज़्यादा है ना, है कि नहीं? 6 दिन जो भी कर्म बोलेगा, फिर 1 दिन ओम परम नमो नमो, है कि नहीं? It has become kind of a ritual. You wash yourself, clean yourself, you meditate, you pray for 1 hour, 1 day, and you fast for 1 day. 6 days you do all the nasty things. No? So that's the cycle we're going through. That's why His Holiness said, now given our elderly people, now I want to, rely and hope on the younger generation. So he, as per his wisdom and as per his teaching, curriculum is developed now, called SEAL learning. SEAL learning. Social, emotional, ethical learning. Now this curriculum is taught in 42 countries. 20 million students are studying this. It's translated in 26 different languages. India, Mexico, Ukraine, everywhere they are learning. Yeah? 42 countries they are learning. 20 million students are learning. What it says is that in our curriculum, modern education, all the emphasis is curriculum is to get career, have ambition and success. That's the goal. And how do you measure success? Karl Marx, or anyone, material wealth. But he says, and then there's so much of corruption, so much of abuses. Democracy is backsliding. There are more non-democratic countries in the world than democratic countries in the world now. Why? You get elected first term, second term, third term, you become more powerful, you start abusing power. So on and so. It's a fact, okay? Why? That's why he says, because children are not taught to be socially responsible. And children are not to have emotionally strong. That's why there is so much mental health problem. Aajkal Gen Z generation is sub anxiety, stress, mental health. Mental has become an epidemic in the world. Why? Because no one teaches emotional learning. Emotion is important. No one teaches in classroom. And ethical. What is ethics? What is right and wrong? No one teaches that. So what do? All you're taught is have career, have ambition, have success, and you don't have any social responsibility, nor you're emotionally strong. That means you abuse. Once you become a boss, you start scolding people, abusing them, thrashing them, and everybody's unhappy. Now, companies have proven that if the leader is emotionally empathetic, sympathetic. It generates coordination, cooperation, and it generates a good environment in the society, whether in university or corporate or anywhere. And it generates better performance, better profit. It's proven now. So, but no one teaches. So this curriculum teaches you to be socially responsible, emotionally balanced, and ethically strong person. So when these children, 20 million around the world, when they grow up, when they become politician or leader, they will not just care about power, they'll care about people. They will not just care about, if you're a teacher, not just care about kab curriculum khatam karu, kab ghar jaun, but they will care about students. If you're a doctor, they will not care whether you have insurance or not, they will care about patients. If you're a businessman, they will not care simply about, you should, not simply about profit, but prosperity also. You know? So these are the future leaders we must teach. And if this happens, then this world will be a better world, because all the leaders will be socially responsible, emotionally balanced, ethically strong. देखो dictators लोग गुस्सा हो जाते हैं, बस सत्यानाश कर देते हैं गुस्से में. Then look at Russia has invaded Iran, Ukraine. So many people are dying. You just name, there are so many conflicts. Why? Just one leader decides that, I should do this. Then how many people die on a daily basis? They don't care, because they are not socially responsible or emotionally balanced. So this is the curriculum. So this is being taught around the world. This is the fourth commitment. Now you know who His Holiness is, okay? Awards in the books I said, but practically he's doing all these things. That's why he's at the age of 90 now. After he passes away, what will happen is the big issue. That's where the reincarnation comes. And at the age of 90, recently he made a statement, because for the last 14 years, Tibetans around the world, Buddhists around the world, from Mongolia, Russia, even in China or Southeast, all have been appealing to him. Ab hamara guru hai, we all the chela, we like our guru. Guru should come back. Reincarnation, avatar वैसे नहीं होता है. चेला को चाहिए. वो प्रार्थना करेंगे तो गुरु आएंगे. बिना चेला गुरु आएंगे तो गुरु को कोई, they don't care. उनका वो नहीं होता है समान. So we appeal now. He decided, I'll come. Institution of Dalai Lama should continue. Yeah. So this is, we are relieved, we are happy that Dalai Lama will continue. He is the 14th, now 15th will come and continue. But now Chinese, suddenly they are saying, nahi, Dalai Lama आएंगे तो हम control करेंगे, हम appoint करेंगे. Now Chinese Communist Party, whether you are communist or not doesn't matter. If you're Communist Party, you say religion is poison. विश्वास ही नहीं है. मगर ये कहते हैं हाँ religious leader हम select करेंगे और जितना भी religious followers है जो हम select करेंगे उसको follow करो. No contradiction है ना इसमें. I don't believe in religion. Now in Tibet they destroyed 99% of monasteries and nunneries. 99% of monks and nuns disrobed. अभी भी बुद्धा का statue तोड़ रहा है. अभी भी monasteries तोड़ रहा है. अभी भी हर हफ्ते परम पावन दलाई लामा जी को गाली दे रहा है. ओ ये है वो है. हाँ, मैं इनका reincarnation हम चुनेंगे और respect करो. Because they don't believe in religion, but what they want, they don't believe in reincarnation, but they want to control the office. Office of Dalai Lama. Why they want to control the office? Because Dalai Lama is very influential in the whole of Himalayan belt. Agar imagine now, Chinese selects one Dalai Lama, and he comes to Himalayan region and says, आप लोग सब मेरा follower है, आप लोग चाइना की तरफ थोड़ा आ जाओ, भारत से थोड़ा दूर रह जाओ. Can you accept that? नहीं ना. That's what they want. And they want to control Central Asia. They want to control the Russian republics. Even though Russia, they say they are friend, but they want to control because Dalai Lama has so much power. That's why they are interested. And that's why they are doing it. But His Holiness Dalai Lama said it very clear in his book, Voice for the Voiceless, which I will give a gift to Principal Saab. He clearly said he will be born outside of China. He will never be born in China. Because China is communist, they're destroying everything. I will be born in free world. So the issue is this Dalai Lama's choice or Chinese government choice? What do you think? इस दलाई लामा खुद का अवतार है. It's his personal choice. It's a reincarnation. It's his personal choice to be born, where to be born, when to be born. Don't you agree? It's his personal choice. No one should interfere. India should not interfere, America should not interfere, China should not interfere, not even Tibetan, even if family members should not interfere, because this is an exclusively private decision on the part of His Holiness. That's all we are saying. He has made a decision to come, and his avatar will be born, where and when His Holiness will give us direction, and we will select that 15th Dalai Lama, enthrone him, and we will regard him as a guru. And leave it to us. ये गुरु और चेला के बीच में है, बाकी सब इंटरफेयर मत करो, है ना? So I don't have to explain what reincarnation is. सब लोग जानते हैं. It's related to karma, atma, avatar. It's all connected. So that is our argument. So with that, I think our moderator is already standing there. And in India, you know, you just have to look. When they do like that, that means हो गया हो गया हो गया हो गया. This means a lot of things. बोलो 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 भी यही है. बैठ जाओ भी यही है. हाँ. So when I come here after spending few weeks in India, when I go back to America, maybe ऐसा हो जाता हूँ. Why are you nodding your head? If you nod your head, you nod like this in America. No, हमारा तो यही है. You have to understand. They are very subtle. Yes, no, हो जाएगा, नहीं होगा, सब इसी में चलता है. हाँ. So he's nodding his head. Yes. So with that, it's a privilege to be here, Osmania University. बहुत खुश हुआ. आपका एग्ज़ाम दिया हुआ है. You all, some of you are waiting for results, and I'm so happy that Principal Saab himself and so many faculty members came. What an honor for me. So it was worth my trip coming here, and definitely I'll come to the Holy Land where Nagarjuna was born, and Nagarjuna as the main guru helped. Even His Holiness Dalai Lama is inspired by Nagarjuna, then we should be. But our professor, was asking me, veg and non-veg, because I was talking about biryani. Veg and non-veg, हम non-veg है. अरे आप Buddhist नहीं है? हम Buddhist है. हाँ. I said, I'm a follower of Dalai Lama. I'm not Dalai Lama. Then he's saying, no, followers should emulate your teacher, your guru. Yes, as much as you can. बिरयानी के लिए हम non-veg है. बाकी सब मैं कोशिश करते रहता हूँ. हाँ. So I'm so happy that you all are, this is almost like a vacation, but I don't know whether you are compelled to come here or not, but I'm very inspired. The room is packed. It's a standing room, with so many faculty members. So thank you very much for, paying attention. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Now you can ask me questions about anything and everything. You see, I get up and speak. I'm an extempo speaker. मैं उठता हूँ, बस कुछ बना देता हूँ, हाँ, फिर बोल देता हूँ. So I'm happy to do that. You can ask me anything. I'll try. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं सब जानता हूँ. हाँ, मैं दलाई लामा नहीं हुआ. Again, I'm just follow. I'm नागार्जुना तो नहीं हुआ. हाँ, उनको थोड़ा मानता हूँ. ठीक है ना? So with that, thank you very much. आप तो माइक लेने के लिए आ गया.
नहीं.
Thank you so much.
We want you to sit and.